It'll be cleaning up after a day of severe weather. Tornadoes touched down in 3 parts of Northern California, leaving behind tens of thousands of dollars in damage. Those tornadoes touched down yesterday in Sacramento, Glenn, and San Joaquin counties. National Weather Service officials in Manteca today confirmed that the strongest of the 3 caused moderate damage there. KCRA 3's Rich Ibarra joins us live from Manteca now with more on the tornado's aftermath. Rich.
Well, Kevin, if you talk to the people on the ground who witnessed the funnel clouds as well as the tornadoes that went by, they had no trouble knowing that a tornado had just passed them. Look at some of the damage here. These trees, hundreds of trees in the Manteca area and almond orchards went down, adding to the proof that a tornado roared past here.
If it wasn't a tornado, I don't know what it was.
Michael Ferry thinks he knows what hit his almond orchard, and it came like a freight train roaring down the tracks, knocking trees down all in a row.
And it started sideways, and then pretty soon it started touching down, and you could see the shingles come from a house that's over here, about a half mile away.
The position of the trees and how they fell are some of the clues the National Weather Service investigated to determine if it was in fact a tornado that touched down.
Did the trees all fall in the same direction? Did they fall away from each other, or did they fall toward each other?
Preliminary, what do you think?
Preliminary, the trees all seem to be falling toward each other, toward a center line, so there seems to be an indication that it was a tornado.
Pat Mattis of Lathrop took this video of the funnel cloud as it passed by.
They would come down and they'd go away, and they'd come back and it'd go away, and I did this for probably 10 minutes.
Holy cows, man. I says, look at this. Then we were standing here and it tried to form another funnel cloud right over in this area here too.
This one here has puncture wounds in the back.
Whisper Gray had to chase after her horses when one of the horses was hurled into the fence, knocking it down. The horses running off into the fields.
The biggest twister I'd ever seen. We've seen plenty of little small twisters, but nothing like that.
This house on Castle Road in Manteca lost its shingles, and inside was Vince Moore, who weathered the storm.
Oh, it sounded like thunder, but like for a long time, real loud like that. First it was like a lot of wind, then like a big boom, it was gone. I say within 20, 30 seconds, it was gone.
Now, some of these trees were just knocked down. Other trees were ripped out of the ground completely, and growers lost tens of thousands of dollars because of this tornado. And tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll see more about the damage and the cost in dollars. Reporting live in Manteca, I'm Rich Ibarra. Back to you, Kevin.
It's been quite a spring. Thank you, Rich. Residents and businesses were also cleaning up today in Sacramento's Natomas neighborhood. A tornado touched down yesterday, causing some minor damage there. The Jiffy Lube on Northgate Boulevard has cleaned up all of its downed trees, but trees were still down. Northern California saw 3 tornadoes touch down yesterday. Today, the National Weather Service confirmed the twisters in Sacramento, Glenn, and San Joaquin counties. The strongest one touched down near Manteca. KCRA 3's Rich Ibarra has a look at the damage and how the residents are cleaning up.
Manuel DaCosta can't believe what he sees in his almond orchard.
I was shaking. The wind was trouble. It was twisting around.
The tornado knocked the trees over like bowling pins.
The crop almost ready, halfway ready, and you lose everything. Lose the almonds, lose the trees. It's hard.
This is a good year for almond growers in the Central Valley. Plenty of fruit on the trees, and the prices of nuts this year would have been pretty good at harvest time. That's why this storm is so devastating. More than 300 trees in these 2 orchards went down.
That's all you got, toothpicks.
Toothpicks and firewood are what Michael Ferry has in abundance now. The losses won't be felt just this year, but for years to come.
It takes 4 to 5 years, once you put a new tree in its place, to start producing again. And that's what you've lost.
There was 2 tornadoes forming right over the vineyard.
The twister cut a path about 100 to 150 feet wide, passing over Whisper Gray's home, knocking down fences, scattering and injuring her horses, and tearing off roof shingles.
There used to be a little storage building right here, and it blew up when the wind came. Half of my storage building is now in the vineyard, along with one of the barrels that I used to run around with the horses when I'm riding.
First it was like a lot of wind, then like a big boom, it was gone.
Vernon Moore heard it before he saw it, and he ducked inside his house. But the fury of the wind tossed a tree limb through his pickup window and peeled the shingles off his roof.
We had like lattice work on the front porch. It took all that off and everything. Awnings come up the side of the house, everything.
And your roof is next door pretty much.
Oh yeah, all over, scattered everywhere out there. There's like 3 fields over. A guy says, got our shingles over there.
Truly an ill wind that people will remember for a long time. In Manteca, Rich Ibarra, KCRA 3 reports.
And residents and businesses were also cleaning up today in Sacramento's Natomas neighborhood. A tornado touched down yesterday, causing minor damage there. The Jiffy Lube on Northgate Boulevard.
That's the official word from the National Weather Service tonight, but no official word needed for Valley residents still cleaning up after yesterday's twisters. Here's Fox 40's Shanna Franklin with more.
A battered roof.
And here it's coming barreling down on us.
Broken window.
It was loud. It was hearing everything cracking and shaking. Scary.
And bent weather vane.
We all come in the house and forgot the dog.
The Moore family of Manteca is safe today, including Bear, but yesterday's tornado has left its mark, more than just physical damage.
It make you think about life a little bit more, appreciate it more. You split that tree right in nothing.
Almond grower Manuel DaCosta is focusing on the positive as well, but it's a struggle. The tornado destroyed 200 of his mature trees, a loss he says will total roughly $250,000.
What else are you going to do? You can't give up. You can't. What are you going to do?
Late this afternoon, the National Weather Service confirmed it was a tornado that did all this damage. Kathy Hoxie surveyed the torn-up orchards spotted by local firefighters.
A tornado is updraft. So the air is being pulled from the sides to the middle of the storm and going up.
She says these trees are solid evidence. In one spot, they all fell the same direction. Just feet away, the opposite direction. This information will be documented and used to create a stronger warning system.
And by identifying what we found here, they can go back and look at the radar for the same time period and perhaps see something that they haven't seen before.
We had a lot of tornado warnings out yesterday. Some of them were ahead of the storm, some were behind. We're always trying to do better to get them out ahead of the storm.
Hoxie said they did a good job yesterday, but when you're dealing with Mother Nature, there's no such thing as being too far ahead. In Manteca, Shanna Franklin, Fox 40 News.
And in Natomas, shingles were ripped.